Good morning everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Anne. I'm a faculty in the Department of Psychology at Crystal Jayanti University, and today we'll be learning about the difference between self-leadership and super-leadership. Now, self-leadership was a concept given by Christopher Neck and Charles Mans, and essentially the idea of self-leadership is that how an individual regulates themselves or motivates themselves to accomplish their own goals without having anybody monitor them. So the focus is individual and it is directed towards themselves or oneself. On the other hand, super leadership, which was given by Charles Mans, it talks about how a leader is trying not to have followers, rather is trying to create leaders, right? So super leadership is when you prepare your subordinates to become leaders themselves one day. So that is essentially the key difference between self-leadership and super leadership. So how will it look? So in terms of self-leadership, you will see qualities or characteristics such as self-regulation, self-monitoring, self-motivation, self-awareness. So all of these things come together, which then helps the person, the employee or whoever this person is, to achieve their own goals without having to be monitored all the time, or without having to have a leader to tell them what is it that they need to do to achieve a certain outcome. However, in terms of super leadership, here the leader plays the role of not just the leader but also as a coach, right? He or she is also instructing or guiding the employees, not instructing, but yeah, in many ways it is instruction, wherein the leader will try to inculcate in other employees, like if this is the situation, let's say scenario XYZ, so how will you approach it so that you can solve it, or how will I as a leader approach it so that you can also learn from me, and probably when you are a leader yourself at that point in time, you can also follow in my footsteps. So there is a lot of coaching and guidance which is going on, essentially to so that these employees or set of employees can one day become leaders themselves. So that is super leadership. So to summarize, self-leadership is self-directed, goal-oriented, wherein the employee themselves are monitoring their progress and trying to achieve their goals, whereas super leadership is where the leader is inculcating the traits or the characteristics of becoming a leader to his or her subordinates, so one day they can also assume the position of a leader. That will be all. Thank you so much.